All right, everybody. Hey, it's Meta Stevens here with Red Bull Snake Eyes at Final Round 2018. You had a not so great top 64 yesterday.
Yeah, not too good. I got 13th though, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, it could be worse. So I've been watching you play a little bit during season 3, and usually I don't ask you character questions, but there's a character just like I don't know missing from your repertoire right now. There's no bare chest hair, no helicopter pile drivers. Instead, there's a garbage truck in this place. What happened?
Zangief, that's the character we're talking about. He just got the bad end of it all. You know, he lost a lot of his tools. I didn't think he was in a bad position at first, but then once they nerfed him, it kind of did like some psychological damage to me. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to remove this guy from my arsenal.
And now you're playing the garbage truck. You've joined the Abigail Nation. Is it just because of this? It has sort of the same feel as Zangief.
I feel like Abigail he feels kind of like Street Fighter 4 Zangief. You know, like he does light into a special ender, and he has like huge damage on his command throws, and his jab and a lot of his moves actually make a lot of sense and do a lot of damage. So. But he's also a lot more damaging than SF4 Geef too. So as a Zangief player, I always felt like I should have been playing Abigail when he first came out anyway, considering how strong he is. And I get a lot of hate, playing this character. But when I come across a top tier character and I kill him like in an easy way, it just feels really good. So.
And you're not the only Zangief player to drop Zangief. Itabashi's dropped him. I mean, like, you were telling me a story. So what happened? All of you guys kind of started talking.
So we're all in the chat together, and we're all just like, okay, knee hop nerf, that's not too bad. Some Zangiefs didn't like that. I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Then he lost. All the command grab characters received the command throw general recovery nerf. Mm-hmm. That I was fine with that too. Then I heard that he got the crouch jab nerf, so he can't link crouch jab anymore. And I was like, all right, I'm done. That's definitely a message to me as a player, as in like, we don't want you playing Zangief anymore. I was like, all right, who's the next best thing? Vroom vroom, Abigail. Let's go.
It's just funny that it seems like all the Zangief players didn't just stop playing Zangief. They all settled on Abigail. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's a group chat. Y'all were like, all right, who we play next? I mean, there's Abigail. You're all like, all right, big dudes, still good. Before we move away from Zangief topics, last Evo, I asked you what you wanted for season 3, and you said you wanted a kid Geef, just a tiny Geef with a bunch of chest hair. And I know you were trolling me, but did season 3 kind of meet your like actual expectations for an additional season of Street Fighter, or do you still feel like the game is lacking a bit?
You know what? I actually thought a lot of things were going to happen. I thought some general changes to crush counters, dash speed, dashes that are like near 16, 17 frames were going to be slightly nerfed, and I thought you were going to be able to control the movement of the game just a tad bit better, but. Instead, what happened was everyone got a second V trigger to kind of, I'm not sure what the purpose was, but I guess it was to, I don't know. But for me as a player, I think I like season 3 more than season 1 and season 2. I think it's definitely progressing, but I think that, and I really shouldn't be saying this, but I think Abigail is really strong, even though I play him. This is probably the only grappler character that I would truthfully admit that he's kind of dumb. Yeah. Characters like Ibuki, who you would think are a lot worse now, are actually still almost just as good. And Guile is almost just as good. Rashid, the character who I thought would be nerfed, probably got better in this version. So.
I mean, V-Trigger True is a staunch improvement.
Yeah. So I don't know where we're going with this, but it's a little better than it was before, for sure.
I definitely feel like everybody's like, we want more defense. And Capcom's like, but if we give you way more offense, maybe you won't notice that we haven't given you more defense yet because you'll just be doing so much damage that you'll be like, oh man, this feels great. I'm just like 3 hitting characters.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what Abigail does.
But it's just like in general, it just feels like, because I remember talking to a lot of people at EVO, that was the last event I was at, and a lot of people were like, oh man, I really hope we get some more defensive options.
Right.
And Capcom heard that and turned it into more, what felt like more offense. I don't think any character really got any sort of better turtling or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't think any other character got better defense. And I do think that what you're talking about is true. Like, to address the issues, we just add more offense. So that way, we get this back and forth type of deal. And, if someone's really if someone's having trouble defending themselves, at least when they start attacking, they would overwhelm the other opponent. So I think that's cool, but it just causes a little bit of chaos.
just a small bit. So, you're at final round. What event do you look forward to every year? Like, what is your favorite? You're like, see it on the calendar and you're like, that. No matter what, that.
Well, at first it was SoCal Regionals, because I always felt like that's my home, city, and I got to defend my turf, and that's where the whole NCR versus SCR thing went down. So that was like, the hypest thing of my timeline. But now, I really like Combo Breaker. Last year was my first year there, and I was like, man, this is a really nice tournament. It may have a lead on CEO. It might be. I'm not gonna get into that, but yeah, I really like it, and I like the fact that the 24-hour venue is like, it could really help you out when you're considering getting some practice in right before you have to play the next day or right before your match. So that feels really good, and the overall atmosphere of Combo Breaker just feels really nice too. So I like that tournament.
All right, now here's a similar question. Where's a spot that doesn't have a tournament that you wish had a tournament so you had an excuse to go out to it?
You know what? I've never been to a place like Greece or like.
Oh man, that would be hype.
That would be so hype. Or like
because you could kind of do like what Red Bull Battlegrounds did, trying to make like a Coliseum looking.
Yeah, yeah.
Venue. Oh man, you on top of this.
That'd be dope. Get some yeah, exactly. That's.
You're like, I'm gonna try to think of something better. Nah, she got it.
Yep. And I kind of felt like that when I was considering going to Australia back in 2000. I think it was either 14 or 2013 actually, when you had the tournament called I can't remember the name of it actually, but it was in Melbourne, and I was like, man, I wish they had a tournament out there. And then that one, made an impact on the scene, and next thing you know, I was in Australia, like just seeing kangaroos everywhere, and you would see them like jumping across the freeway, and I was just like, man, this is crazy,
Are you part of the secret Weeb Nation? Are you also playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, or?
You know what? I honestly, I want to play it, but since I picked up Abigail, like I need to practice him, and I haven't had a chance to play it. Yeah.
So your next event, I'm assuming, is NCR. Obviously the goal is to win Capcom Cup, right? Like win EVO, win Capcom Cup. But like, what is a more focused goal that you have for this season of the Pro Tour?
Mm-hmm. So that's definitely the primary goal, but I guess a secondary goal for me would be to be the best Abigail player. I definitely feel like I could do it. I feel like my playstyle has a bigger skill ceiling than a lot of other Abigails, because they mostly, save up resources and then they want to make that final big push in order to take out their opponents. But for me, I never want to give my opponent a chance to even do anything, so, and then I would still have resources to do what they do at the end. So I feel like the way I'm training is a very good way to train with Abigail.
Okay. And is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any fans?
Oh yeah, I want to thank Red Bull, of course, my family, my friends, all the people who, all my fans, of course. Those are those are my boys right there. I definitely will start streaming again. I've been looking forward to that a lot, and I wanna be back in action. So I'm looking forward to this year.
All right, thank you, Snake Eyes, and everybody remember, esports is for everyone.